This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Dubai here ahead of the Probellum show from the Coca-Cola Arena this Saturday. I'm joined by, well, you reminded me it's been quite some time since obviously we've done an interview.
Yep.
Jono Carroll. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, pal, and you have gone too famous for me now, so that's the problem. You don't come out and see me at any of the shows anymore. You send all the little lads to do the catch up. Is that what it is?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's too famous now. He's getting too big for his boots, El KUGAN is.
There's always a representative of IFL at one of your fights, as there was at your last fight on the David Hay and Joe Fournier, that card, the Triller card.
Yes, there wasn't there, my brother. They met me at the hotel. They met me. I was like, "Where's KUGAN?" And even they said that KUGAN got too big for his boots. He's chilling somewhere.
I'm going to ignore these comments. You keep talking, I'm going to ignore these comments.
He is living the life. That's what they were saying to me. I'm just going off what they said to me. That's all, pal. But no, it's good to see you, pal.
Absolutely, in Dubai. Well, first question, what weight is this fight at this weekend?
60 kilos. So they didn't want to do championship weight. I'm happy to make championship weight always. But it's one of them fights. I think we're only doing 8 rounds, so there's no point in making someone do championship weight when we don't really have to, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's not healthy for some fighters. I seem to make weight pretty alright, so I'm always good to make weight, but some fighters don't like to make that championship weight, but because I'm a champion, a true champion, I don't mind. But that's 60 and a half kilo or something like that, so nearly lightweight.
Obviously, you've put a couple of wins together since the Maxi Hughes fight, and obviously you'll be looking to continue that this weekend. But I'll ask you a question really about Maxi Hughes in general, since it was deemed as a shock when he did beat you. But since he's gone on from there, it just seems to have gone from strength to strength, and it would call it a purple patch, but he's doing very, very well.
No, I'm very happy for Maxi, to be honest. I believe everything happens for a reason in life. Since the Maxi Hughes defeat, which I thought was a harsh defeat, to be honest. I had my hands up out of that fight, but we're not going to get into all that. But all I'm saying, for Maxi Hughes, I'm over the moon for the fella. He's a family man. He's always... Remember, he fought, when I won prize for it, he was doing 10 rounders. So he's a very experienced man. He's been around the block a long time. And to see him now, world champion, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of him as well. So people keep saying things on social media and like, oh, he batted him again and he do this and do that. Maxi was never batted me, never nothing like him. Maxi knows it. I had my hand up at that in that fight. He didn't, and he was just as shocked as I was when his name got called out. But regardless of that, that gave him a kickstart, grew him in confidence, and wow, I'm watching him as a fan now, like cheering him on, hoping that he keeps pushing on and keeps doing really well for himself, because Maxi was probably the only fighter I never had beef with that spoke English. You know what I mean? Everyone else, I normally just like leave it out. But no, I actually really like Maxi, and I'm very proud of him. I'm happy that he's went on. And as of my own career, I have taken my boxing way more seriously since that. I used to, when I was in camp, you always focus and train really hard. But our camp, I used to always eat loads of chocolate. I had a mad sugar rush, like a bad sweet tooth and stuff like that. I used to get fat out of camp and then come back in like heavy, you know, and then I always had to like lose a lot of weight and stuff. Now I don't do that. Now I'm very focused on what weight division I'm going to fight at. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's making me a much better fighter and a much more dedicated fighter. So I'm quite happy that it happened as well. Even though it was a shock and it probably bumped me back a little bit, but we're right back here, ready for another world title shot, so I don't care, you know what I mean? It is what it is, and I don't question God's work.
Where are you in your career now? It seems like you've been around for a while. We know you haven't accomplished everything you want to accomplish. We know there's still goals there for you to try and achieve, but in your head, having been around for however long you've been around, where are you in your career today?
For me, I always said I'm going to retire at 32 or 33. So I'm at the end of my career. I'm 29 now. Even though that's not really coming to the end of somebody's career, but I always just said I'm going to be a world champion before then, and I'm going to retire when I hit 32, 33. So for me, I only have like max 4 years left in this game, and that's why I'm so dedicated and I'm absolutely giving it everything, because I'm one of them people that I have to accomplish a goal. When I set out to do something, I have to do it. If I'm at the point out there to the universe, I'm at the telling everyone on social media and everything else that I'm going to accomplish something, I'm going to do it. And it's simple as that. There's no if, buts, or maybe. It's just, I have to do this. So even in my goal book, I have wrote down, like, when I win a world title, I will feel accomplished as a man. And as mad as that is to say, I'm already an accomplished man, but I will feel accomplished that I've achieved the goals that I set out to achieve. And I'll be just very proud of myself and happy that I'll be able to give my family a much better life. Once I can accomplish that world title, then I can just focus on securing my family's future then forever.
Obviously, we know that you're focused on the task in hand this Saturday, but where do you see that route? Where do you see that route into you getting a crack at the world title?
Well, right now I'm ranked number 2 in the WBA, so I'm already in a very strong position after my last fight against Andy Vinces. So this fight is another one of those Maxi Hughes fights. I cannot slip up the weekend, you know what I mean? I have to stay focused because I was right after beating Scott Quigg. I was right at another shot there for the world title, you know what I mean? It was at the boosting my name massively up there because like Oscar Valdez fought him less than a year, I think it was, before that, and he went the whole distance with him and he broke Valdez's jaw, you know what I mean? So for me to be able to stop Scott Quigg and then put him into retirement, I done amazing. But this fight is the exact same as going into that Maxi Hughes fight. I can't take my eye off the ball, so I just have to stay very dedicated, very focused, and treat this like a world title, you know. And at the end of the day, I win this, the world title could be next. It could be in March. It could be Paddy's Day. It could be at the end of the year. I don't know. But I'm just very thankful for my team to keep me busy all the time, because I'm one of them fighters. I don't like to be out of the gym too long. Like after the last fight, I came home 3 days later. I was out jogging at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm on it now. I'm very dedicated, and I just see this world title is in my head. It's already mine. In my head, I'm already a world champion. I just need to actually get the physical belt. That's all.
And weight-wise, you're comfortable at that weight?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable at super featherweight. Like I could even contemplate dropping the featherweight if I really wanted to, but it wouldn't be healthy for my body to do so. So I don't think that I will do that. But if I really needed to, I could drop the featherweight. Like that's how comfortable I make super feather. Now I remember when I fought Scott Quigg, they messed up. They made me do a check weight like 3 days before the fight, which usually I would have been waterloading at that stage. But I remember having to lose like 3 kilos the morning of the Scott Quigg fight. I made weight really wrong in that fight, and I made weight really wrong against the French kid as well, and it showed because I had to lose so much weight. I remember getting into the bath before the weigh-in with the French fella. I remember thinking, if I don't make this weight now, I'm not getting back in that bath. I'm not making this weight. I was in bits, like. So after all those little hiccups in my career, I'm not messing around with weight no more. I don't get out of shape anymore. So I'm so dedicated that like I could jump into a fight in the space of 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Out of camp. So before I could never have done that. Before I would have needed like a 10-week camp. I used to always, I could never do an 8-week camp. I always needed like a 10 or a 12-week camp to train for something to make championship weight. Now I don't have that problem anymore because I just stay on it all the time. It's crazy. And I'm way more clued up on my nutrition nowadays. So I'm able to eat plenty of food, and it just makes better for the energy output come fight night.
I believe I saw yesterday Matchroom have announced a deal with the IBF super featherweight champion Agawa. So yeah, I'm sure there's options there regardless. You're talking about the WBA route, etc., where you're ranked, but I'm sure there's kind of options elsewhere as well.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter what world title I end up winning. I just set out to win a world title. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, as long as I have a world title, I'm going to have some big fights. I'm not one of them that I'll win a world title and I just want to defend it against a few people and then get some easy fights. I'm happy to jump straight into a unification bout. You know what I mean? I don't care. I just want to be a world champion, and I want to fight the best fighters out there. And my team is putting me against good fighters. Like I'm at the stage in my career where I don't need journeyman no more. I wouldn't even be bothered to fight a journeyman anymore because I don't need practice. You know, maybe when I had the Tevin Farmer fight, like if you want to be critical on myself, I really had 3 professional fights in the prize fighter. 2 fights in Australia. I really wasn't taking boxing serious. I fell into this boxing game. So everything is a win for me. But when I actually take away, say, the prize for it, because that was 3 3-minute rounds, they're basically like amateur bouts. I went into that fight with like 13 fights. You know what I mean? So it wasn't an experience that I would have liked it to be, but I tell you, I have all the knowledge and all the experience that I'll need now. Like the likes of me being in sparring last week with Devin Haney and stuff like that, or the week before. I'm ready now. I'm ready to take on these world champions, and I'm ready to take these world titles.
I think I saw a tweet from Tevin Farmer not too long ago, like in the last week or so, about a pending comeback. I mean, do you expect to see Tevin back in the ring?
Yeah, I do, because while I was over there actually in Devon's camp, there was talk between Tevin Farmer and Devon's coach, one of Devon's coaches. So there was talks there going on that fight is more likely going to happen in 2022. So, yeah, I see him come back at lightweight, but I don't know. I never thought he was big, even for super featherweight. I never thought he was big, so I don't know how he's going to fare with them lightweights. You know, them lightweights, they might only be a few more kilo, where there's a few animals in that division. You know what I mean? So I don't know how he's going to fare up there, but we'll see.
How was the sparring with Haney?
Very good. I really enjoyed it. It was intense. It was no easy days. You know what I mean? It was tough, but I got stuck in. I gave it my all while I was there, and I learned a hell of a lot while I was there. You know what I mean? I like to watch people, how they train, and pick up certain little aspects of their game and try add it to mine. I'm always learning in boxing. Never think I'd know it all. So it was nice to watch him. It was nice just to observe and try add a little to my own game. And I think I've done that with a couple of weeks. So I was only there for 2 weeks, but I had 6 solid sparring sessions with him. And one time one of his sparring partners didn't come, so I've done a lot of rounds with him. You know what I mean? So no, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed being out there. Really, really enjoyed it.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because like Haney fought Diaz beat Farmer, you fought Farmer. It's just interesting. It's like a little merry-go-round with across the weights. But yeah.
It's a small world, you know, and like we're all jumping there and thereabouts in the weight divisions. And we're all there or thereabouts, you know, world champions are like Farmer may have come up short against Diaz came up short against Devin. So yeah, it's just we're all at that world level, and you need to be competing with the likes of that, you know what I mean? So for me to be in fighting a world champion at a weight above me, it was a great experience. Like I remember doing it when I sparred Terry Flanagan, and I picked up a hell of a lot just from them spars, you know. So now I'm just so much more developed in my career that these times now I'm sparring the likes of Devin Haney, and that I can absorb it more. Before I was so just excited to be in there, but now I'm absorbing it. Now I'm looking at shots that he's thrown or shots that maybe he even tagged me with, and I'm like, I'm going to try add that to my game. I'm going to do that, you know. So it's a great thing to be that bit more mature mentally and physically as well. Yeah, it's a great experience to be out there. It just prepares me correct for my own world titles when they come.
Just a quick question. Obviously, it's not related to your weight category, but who do you think is the best lightweight out there today?
I still think Lomachenko. I genuinely still think Lomachenko. As crazy as it sounds, I think Lomachenko got shocked by Lopez. Lopez got shocked by Kambosos. Like, I still think...
Kambosos had a close fight with Selby. I mean,
yeah.
Chucking that in there.
No, yeah. But, like, you know, there's so many... That's what I mean. When you're at this world level, it's like... On the night, it can only be a little thing can change the whole fight. You know, whether that be experience or whether that be a little bit more power or size. There's a lot in this boxing game. And when you're at a certain level, every 1% and 2% can make a massive difference. So if Lomachenko underestimated him or just thought, he's just a kid coming up and going to play with him, I thought the same with Maxi Hughes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these things happen, and we can all have a bad night. It's like if you're a plumber and you mess with the job, usually you're able to come back the next day and fix that thing. In boxing, you might have to wait a year or two, or you might never get the opportunity to get that, fix that wrong. But unfortunately, that's the sport we're in, so you have to live with it then forever. But it's a beautiful sport. It's a beautiful sport, the fact that people have their off nights, and that's why I think boxing is so exciting, because look at that lightweight division, man. Everyone is shocking everyone in there. And, like, I think Tank as well up there can beat any of them. I think Devin Haney can beat any of them. And then you got Kambosos has all the belts right now. Like, it's a very hot division. But I just like to see Lomachenko coming back in and mixing it with these young I don't want to see Lomachenko get past his best, even though he probably is past his best. But I still think he's good enough to beat all of them. But I'd like to see those fights again. Lopez, fair play to him. He took the fight. He had the balls. He had the heart to do it, and he accomplished what he set out to do. But I would like to see Tank do it as well. I'd like to see Devin even fight Lomachenko. Devin definitely has the height and reach and distance is very good. So I know he'd give Lomachenko a lot of problems. So I just want to see all these lads mixing with each other. It'd be amazing to see these fights. That lightweight division is amazing right now.
Okay, well I think you've got to go and do some other contracted.
Question, by the way.
What one?
I know I said Lomachenko, but I half avoided that question because it could be any of them.
To be fair, it is a very, very difficult weight division at the moment to pinpoint. Like I said, a week and a half ago, a lot of people's fair shout was Lopez.
Yeah.
That changed. And now, I think
I understand it was a lucky.
it's Garcia.
Garcia could be right up in there too. Yeah.
You could move up and put yourself in there.
But yeah, 100%. But I don't think I will. I think my weight is super featherweight for sure. I know I won like prize for it at lightweight, but that was all when I just didn't know my nutrition. You know what I mean? I'm small for lightweight. I'd be too small for lightweight. To be mixing it with the guys who are right at the pinnacle and like the likes of Devin Haney, he's very big for that weight. Lopez is big for the weight, but Gambosa's isn't. I met Gambosa. He's only my size. You know, so it's crazy. It's crazy. I could easily do it. Are you putting ideas in me?
I won't. Jono, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Wish you the best of luck on Saturday at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, and I'm sure it's only Wednesday today, so I'm sure we'll catch up with you again at some point this week.
Yeah, thank you for having me, brother. It was a pleasure seeing you in the flesh.
No, man. No problem. Top man.